I don't want to do this. I got to be completely honest. But we're going to talk about the Sean Ross Sapp shit. Now, of course, I could just go off on people like Sean Ross Sapp and Meltzer every show, which I do at least for a few minutes. Last show I went off on Meltzer for like 3 minutes or something. So we and it's hard when they put themselves out there, and that's what we're here to talk about right now. So SRS and myself, I didn't on the Christmas episode, I was like, yeah, like we're gonna be above this shit, but I wasn't above this shit, and I'd seen videos and clips just the last year, if you go back as far as January, just SRS flip flopping on the Mercedes Mone situation, which is fine, right? But he just recently was talking so confidently about it, which I talked about on the last show, right? We played the clip, and that triggered a response from Sean Ross Sapp himself, who jumped into our comments and was like, "You dumb fuck." Here, where is it? On the Fightful account. So this is Fightful's YouTube. You know what I mean? So I'm not up in their comments going, "You stupid hack, shut the fuck up," right? Like, I just talk about it and then I move it. Like, it's crazy. I do tweet about the shit. I just quote tweet and respond to all wrestling shit. That's what you do on Twitter, right? It's free promotion. If you're not out there promoting on all the free promotional tools out in the world, you're crazy if you're trying to build something up. So at Fightful on YouTube in our comments, okay? Talking to us, to you, the listeners who agree with me. And Sean Ross Sapp is saying, "Hey, I can't wait to see how fucking stupid you look when I blah, blah, blah." And then he goes, "Hey, I cannot wait to personally make you look stupid." This is what Sean Ross Sapp is fucking doing.
Emotional damage.
Now, provided, like, okay, I've always, and Sean, I know he's listening to this, but I've always like put him over as like, no, he does, he's just like, yeah, he gets solid information, and especially from AEW, all these people get information from AEW because Tony Khan likes the idea of stooging to them, right? But it's just, I've always said, like, I don't even hate this dude. Like, I have no problem with Fightful. Like, I read their news all the time. I tweet them, and now Fightful blocked me, and I'm like, okay, I'm not allowed to read the news anymore, am I? but no, I don't even like hate the dude, whatever, and I don't care that he commented this. Like, I poke the bear and I do trash. I go like, yo, these guys are fucking idiots. I get it. I get why, like, I would defend myself, which I've done. The one thing is that these comments that he commented, now I don't know how YouTube works, but there's always a section when I go to respond to comments, there's like this other section that's like show hidden comments, and you click on that part, and then it's like everything in the hidden comments is stuff that's just like, if you're overly cussing or whatever, I don't know, it's like AI detects that your comment is fucked up, I don't know, but these comments were hidden, but a couple of them went through, right? But he was spazzing out and just cussing like, "I can't wait to see how fucking stupid I make you look," whatever. I screenshotted them because even if I click the check mark to let them go through, so I screenshotted these because when you click the check mark, it almost doesn't ever go through. Like, still YouTube is like, no, this comment is like, it's too egregious. I don't know how they determine that or whatever, because I've wrote fuck in a comment and it works. But yeah, I screen grabbed them and posted them so people didn't think I was just making this up, because they won't appear under the video because YouTube, I guess, flagged them or whatever. So yeah, this man is, he's upset with me. And that's fine. I definitely poke the bear and I can take it. There should be context, right? So Sean and I, our online relationship started when I was pretty fresh on the scene, Pro Wrestle Times. I started out as basically, I was just like a Mark Twitter account, just posting and retweeting and talking about wrestling in the IWC. But I had always planned to do a podcast. That was always the plan. And about like a year or two after my account was made on Twitter just to talk about wrestling and be involved in the IWC, I started doing podcasting. Now, like, right when I started doing podcasting, Sean and I had an interaction where it was kind of negative, but I had disagreed with his with the Fightful reporting of like Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns got in a beef. And so he went at me like, fuck you. I fucking, you guys know how he talks. He goes too crazy on people. There's trolling, but then there's clearly just like being emotional, which is like what he does. And so it resulted in us DMing. I don't remember. I have all the DMs, and I'm not going to read all these DMs, but basically we went back and forth, and then I started asking him about Billy Body because I was like, yo, Billy Body's right about shit. Like, so he obviously does have plugs. So like, why do you guys hate each other type shit? I think I was asking him just like, what is it with you two? Like, what is this beef about? Like, is he a reliable guy with his sources? Because it seems like he's right. Like, he predicted the whole last WrestleMania or whatever. So he obviously knew something there. Like, what is this feud sort of about? I just kind of dug around, see what Sean would say. And Sean was cool, and we basically agreed, like, we were both like, you're a cool guy, I'm a cool guy, we're cool guys, all right? Like, we're not even beefing. But then, as time goes on, you get instances where there's people going, Sean's got burners. He's flipping through accounts. He's getting death threats. So in the IWC, people DM each other. People talk to each other, okay? Just so y'all know. And I cop to this too. It's like, dude, you can't go around tweeting out like this person made death threats if you can't if there's nothing to substantiate it. So basically what I was doing was being an emotional bitch and like tweeting shit out about, and he does death threats. So like, but really I couldn't prove that, but there was people who I thought was Sean burners too. But you have to be conscious and know that like there's people probably pretending to be SRS and burners too, right? So again, I poked the lion, I upset him. And I think I deleted the tweet, and I think I did even say like, I am sorry for insinuating that much, I guess. Like that wasn't fair of me to do, right? A bunch of people liked this tweet, and Sean got in the DMs again, but he had like blocked me and unblocked me, and you guys know how he does, right? Like he had blocked me, unblocked me, type some shit, block me, whatever. But we had DMs going. But what he started doing was he has like a list of everyone who's talked shit about him, like all the Twitter accounts, and he was sending me accounts that like I don't follow or that don't follow me but liked this tweet. He started sending me all these accounts with like their tweets like, this person mocked my whatever. I don't even want to talk about it because it's stupid, and it's like I pray for him, and I would never condone that, and I think that's absolutely horrible, right? But this is back, you guys, when I had like 300 followers and shit. I have like 800 now. Yeah, we glowing up. Yeah. I don't know. So we're playing the DM game, whatever. But basically, and then the last message he ever sent to me was, so you're going to read all this and not answer, huh? And he had sent me all of like bad shit people were saying to him. And at that moment in time, and I know Sean's listening, and I'll tell him, and I'll explain to him right now. Dude, I never read that because that was a real bummer. And also, my really good friend and regular on the show, if you will, Hairline, he's has the exact same thing going on, Sean. So absolutely, we like, I would never do that. And Sean and I had a conversation one time in the DMs too, where I was like, dude, you'll never catch me going like like Sean Ross Sapp is a goofy bitch, piece of shit, fucking like, I don't do that. I call him a goober. I call him a liar. I do that because I feel like he's told lies and he's goobered, and a stooge, because I feel like he's stooged things. Meltzer, and I typically group Meltzer and this guy together, and maybe that's unfair as well, maybe that's unfair of me to do. I'm trying to be as like objective as I can here as well, because I gotta be honest, like I have no beef with Fightful, you guys. I read their shit all the time on the show. It's just opinions, right? So this is the whole thing, right? Basically, to summate this feud, because I'm not gonna deep dive and read this and read that. I don't care. I don't even hate SRS, okay? I'm sorry, Sean, that I used your goddamn goober photo that I found on like Twitter that week. Like I used the gooberest photos in that video I could find of Meltzer, where he's dressed like a kid, like he's on the fucking Magic School Bus. And then I picked the one of Sean looking gooned out, and I'm so sorry. Like, one time I used a picture of Meltzer with like a troll nose. Now, I'm not backtracking any of the shit I did. It's all on like, I'm just using shit I find online, okay? This is just what the world is. And you put yourself out there as like the news, the authority of what's going on. And that's the difference. I'm just a shithead talking shit on the internet, giving my opinions, right? Now, some things I'm very right about, and I think that's why Sean's antennas go up for me. But I'm not here to break news, folks. That's Sean's job. That's Dave's job. Their job, they're the ones going out and saying, I'm breaking the news, and I'm the end-all be-all, and this is what pro wrestling should be. Now, maybe Meltzer positions himself that way more than Sean does, for sure. And I'm sorry, I guess it's unfair of me to lump you guys together. And I poke the bear, but you're the public figure of the news. I'll poke, if I'm into politics, I'm poking at CNN, I'm poking at Fox, I'm poking at MSNBC, whatever, right? It's what we do, bro. And I'm just a wrestling commentary. I'm just laughing at shit, trying to be entertaining, talking shit, trying to get, I feel like I'm the worst at Twitter, honest to God. Like, I'm a goober. Sometimes I get caught up arguing. Everybody does it, though. That's what Twitter is. But my job isn't like report things to be fact. My job is to just confidently talk shit about my own opinion because it's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And to be critical of, I'm the critic, bro. You're the one out there going, well, that's just it. You're allowed to be a critic too, but you got to make that distinction, right? And that's what Dave Meltzer doesn't do. Now, maybe again, Sean Ross Sapp, but he goes out there with such confidence. Now, this is why. Now, I pay attention when these Meltzer and these Sean Ross Sapp guys, when they start blocking you and hating you, dude, it's because they know that you're on to what the game is here. You know what I mean? You're smart to it. And they just fear that. They don't want people to, because I get how they could take it as like, oh, you're taking away from my livelihood of whatever. But Sean Fightful on the Fightful account talking shit in my YouTube comments. Like, YouTube isn't my livelihood, but like, what are you doing there? And like, that's super crazy, right? And he's super upset about Mercedes Mone, and we're going to get there. But I don't have a timeline, but this is where, so like we go as far back as January 5th of 2023, guys. So right now it's January 28th, 2024. So as far back as a year ago, more than a year ago, Sean is saying, so Sean is on his show talking Young Bucks and Mercedes Mone and AEW. And he stood by the Bucks currently in contract negotiations with AEW. And then he seemed to stand by Mercedes was going to come into the company. This was a fucking year ago. Okay? So she didn't come in the company. This is December. So this is a month before he seems quite sure she's coming into the company. Here's Sean Ross Sapp on his show.
I do think there is more of a possibility of Mercedes heading to WWE than I thought there was in August.
So that's a month before he said on his show that he stands by that Mercedes is going to be coming into the company, dude. Right? So this is a month later. Yeah, she's going to be in WWE.
Possibility of Mercedes heading to WWE than I thought there was in August, when there was a working plan for Mercedes and AEW to work together. Because when I followed up on that, I have not been told of any current
Okay, there you go. That's all you need to hear. We can keep going. Oh, you just clipped it. Okay, we'll play it rest.
For that to happen.
Play the rest.
And that's a bummer because it looked like it was going to happen. It really did look like it was going to.
And it's a bummer she's not going to AEW. Okay, so instantly just being biased. So, Sean, this is what I call you out for, brother. That's all I do. I call you out. I say you're doing biased shit, and you're fucking like what's going on when AEW shit's on the table. Because they tell you shit, because they're stooging to you because Tony thinks it's cool. But when WWE shit's going on, you're always iffy about it because they're telling you, whoever is your guy there, bro, they're being told to tell you some real shit about like injuries and shit, and then fake shit about big shit to throw you off the scent. And I know this, and you know this, and Meltzer knows this, and that's the same with Meltzer. This is why Meltzer said John Cena's wrestling Roman Reigns at Saudi Arabia didn't happen. You guys both said Punk wouldn't be there. And then what Sean said when Punk showed up was, well, I had one source tell me Punk would be there and one source tell me Punk wouldn't be there. So I couldn't just go off on a limb and say he'd be there. But you did go off on a limb and say he wouldn't be there via one source. So that's the same thing, bro.
Dummy. Yeah.
And that's all I'm trying to get at here, okay? By summating all this. Like, I want people to have the full context going into this. So, talking Mercedes Mone, like you flip-flopped in a month, okay? So I pointed out, dude, you're flip-flopping. And when I was talking in the clip that got Sean Ross Sapp so mad, you guys go check it out at Pro Wrestle Clips. And the video's titled, like, what is it titled? Sean Ross Sapp lies about Mercedes Mone with a question mark in big bold letters on the thumbnail. In the midst of a 4-hour recording, in a 3-minute clip, I go, and guys, Mercedes ain't going to TNA. She ain't going to AEW. Like, shut the fuck up. And I do a little rant where, like, I'm talking in jest, Sean. Don't get so fucking emotional about it. Like, I'm talking in jest going, man, she ain't going to TNA. I also said that too. And it just shows how defensive you get about, like, and my shit's opinion. Your shit is news. So just stick to the facts and don't worry about what I'm saying if I don't know shit. Or do I know shit, Sean? I'm not out here breaking news. There's a goddamn reason for that, okay? It's just that simple. Here's him just saying different shit multiple times.
What's the Charlotte?
Is Mercedes asking number more or less or the same as the Charlotte number you reported on? Number I heard was more. But that's
what's the Charlotte number that you heard?
But that's what I heard. But that's what I heard. What's the number you heard? I'm not going to say. Dude, don't go and say, I heard this shit, because then you got all the Twitter marks are jumping on Charlotte. Mercedes asked for more money than Charlotte. She ain't worth shit. She ain't a draw. Then you're bringing all this hate on Mercedes for no reason. And then you got Mercedes DMing shit going, dude, like dragging you, Sean, going, yo, they're making money off my name, like talking this shit. And it's like, Sean, this is why you get people making money off your name talking that shit. Because you're doing the same. So how the fuck are you like mad? This is why people, you guys are like Brendan Schaubing yourselves, dude. Like you got to be able to take criticism if you're going to be the guy. Go in my comments and see if I don't jar back and forth and try and convert people who might hate me. And I talk to everybody. Because why? And I'm open to the criticism. When people comment criticism under my podcast, I go, thank you for the criticism, even if I detest what they're saying. Do you understand, dude? You can't be so like angry that you're going to use Fightful's main account to come talk in our YouTube, or do it if you want to Fightful versus PWT, but like you're just putting me over, brother. Like I'm not even in the same, you guys have been doing this for decades. I'm not even a year old, brother. I'm not even a year old, brother. Okay, so it's like you're just putting me over, and like you don't need to, you know what I mean? So thank you, a round of applause, everybody. Well, we'll save it for the end. So anyways, though, here's Sean, basically him creating the narrative that was so negative and toxic, which is shit I call out, and he doesn't like that because he's got to know it's true. He called out this he created this toxic fucking narrative of, I heard Mercedes wanted more than Charlotte. I heard it. Well, what is it? Well, aren't you the news? Imagine if fucking, bro, you can't do that, okay? You cannot, like, Walter Cronkite can't go there and go, I heard this. Now, you might go, but you are saying Mercedes is going to do this, which we're going to talk about in a second as well. All these people who are like in my comments going, Mercedes wasn't in the Rumble. Yeah, I never said she was going to be in the Rumble, dumb motherfucker. I never even said she wouldn't be in AEW. I agree with him that she'll probably go to AEW. I've said it people know. The listeners who listen to this show know. Okay? You guys know I've said it. She'll probably go to AEW. Even Okada, I've given my fantasy mark booking, but I've laid it out and said, but if he goes to AEW for the Brinks trucks, we're not mad at him, you know. But we lay out the scenario of you can't trust what the sheets are saying. That's all it is. And so, Sean Ross Sapp, I feel if you want to say I'm irresponsible, so I copped here, Sean. Let's play a game earlier at the start of this because I'm going to clip this. I copped to me going, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have insinuated this and that, and I apologize. And I do, Sean. I do apologize, bro. You're a cool guy, honestly. We're cool. We'd probably party, have fun together. But you cop to this. You cop to, if it's irresponsible of me to fucking go, Sean's a goober, it's irresponsible of you to do this and go, I heard this. When you're supposed to, when people look to you as, no, he's a source with the news and blah, 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 blah. And if you're, this is what you have to do. And maybe I don't know this, but maybe I'm wrong here, but listen, you need to have the show where it's, here's Sean Ross Sapp's opinions, where he doesn't insinuate any type of new stuff. And then you need to have a show that's, here's just the news with him insinuating new stuff. Separate the fucking two so people know. Do you understand me? You understand me? Because here's the thing, Sean, it's my job to do the SNL weekend report, if you will, where I just talk shit and be funny and talk out of my ass and say funny jokes about you goobers. It's not your job to do that. You never positioned yourself that way. And if you want that to be your job, no, you report the goddamn news. That's how you report. That's how you positioned yourself. I never positioned myself to be news. So the fact that the news is mad at me, bro, who we're talking had 800 subscribers like a month ago. You're mad at me, bro. You're mad at the wrong people. Like you need to log off. You're putting your energy towards people. Like you're punching down, homie. I'm punching at the king. Like you should be flattered that I take my time. That's what we say. That's what I say about Jim Cornette. Like, honest to God, Jim Cornette's done more promo for AEW than anyone. If they were putting on a great show, he would be he would be putting their shit over to all of his listeners, like the biggest audience in wrestling podcasts. So and I don't know, dude. Here's the thing. I know you got source. It's not like, oh, Sean doesn't have a source and has never made a headline and I've never said any shit, but you flip-flopped around on the Mercedes shit for like a year because I pay attention, because I like paying attention to wrestling stuff. And you're a prominent voice. Look, I'm putting you over. So don't be mad. Don't be in my comments talking shit, responding to my fucking listeners and talking shit to them. You understand me, dude? Like, that's crazy. Like, what? Why would you do that? You're like, yeah, I don't know. I use the term Brendan Schaubing. Like, you're making the internet like want to come at you, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, so we move along, and then there's one more clip. This was in December. So he's like, oh, the rumor about the big money. And then just listen to how confidently, again, he's reading like a super chat. So I don't know if someone gave him $2 to answer this like this, but listen, he starts so confidently going, nope, walked away from WWE. And I pointed it out on this show before. And I made a video titled, oh, you want to get triggered by clickbait? You fucking do it. My videos, here's why my shit's blowing up in this space. I'm going to stooge everyone a little secret here. Pull the curtain. I shouldn't do this. My shit looks like clickbait, but when you click on it, it's not clickbait, because whatever's in the title, I am fucking talking about in the video. Do you understand? Fuck, I'll screenshot the analytics. Most people are finding me on their home pages and are being recommended my show. Why? That's why I'm in everyone's faces. That's why these motherfuckers, that's why Meltzer and Sean block me and then unblock me. Meltzer respond and then block me again. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, just either let's talk and be cordial. Sean, come talk to me on the show. Call me a fucking bitch or fucking stupid on my show. Come do it. Like, it's not even like we're not at war. Let's talk about it. That's all it is. So anyways, though, here's Sean, the news, because that's what you are, Sean. Okay. Here's you saying, nope, she's walking away. Sooner than later, she's gonna be in AEW. And then every week, we got to deal with motherfuckers going, oh, Mercedes, she's going to show up. Watch after the Deonna Purrazzo. And you're getting people's hopes up. What you're doing, it's like what Meltzer did with Ed, Sean. You're getting people's hopes up, but then you're just telling them what the shit is. So if it doesn't happen, you're fucked. But if it does happen, it's a wet fart because you already told them what's going to happen. This is the problem, you guys. This is the fucking problem. Doing what you're doing is not going to make 1 million more people go want to watch AEW and see if she shows up. That's what I'm trying to point out. And you guys are like, we're team AEW. You're not. I'm rooting for them more than you because you're not even thinking about it on this level. We're not even on the same wavelength of thinking about how this is a detriment. And so I don't know if it's for a super chat or if this is just for fun or what show this is. This is on Fightful.com. Fightful's the news. Now, is there always the op-ed piece? Has there always been op-ed and news? Yes, dude. But we live in a culture where, this is the whole thing, right? You have to acclimate. People talk about, oh, they're behind the times. Okay, you guys acclimate to the times where SRS and Dave, people think you're the news, bud. People think you guys are the news. I'm so sorry. That's how you positioned yourselves. Okay? That's how you position yourselves. So when you do this, people are going to come at you. People are going to make jokes about it. People are going to quote tweet it and go fucking idiot. People do it to me. It happens to everybody. It's just the internet. Now, I've copped to my shit. I said at the beginning of this, yeah, I shouldn't have insinuated this because that is actually kind of crazy, right? So I copped to that. So I would love if Sean just copped to, yeah, maybe I should differentiate and should say, in my opinion, or do different shows, or fuck me. I'm not even trying to tell you what to do. That's the other thing. I'm not even trying to tell you motherfuckers what to do. This is all I've said is if you guys say one thing, believe the opposite when it comes to WWE because they're telling you bullshit and you know it and you know that I know you know it. Okay? And that's what you don't like. So here's Sean saying super confidently Mercedes is going to be in AEW sooner than later. And we pointed out on the last show, I made a fucking clickbaity headline of it, but I talked about it in the video. Dolph Ziggler chose TNA over AEW because we all know AEW offered Nick Nemeth money to go to that we all know it. We all know it. But now there's not the same incentive other than just money. And Nick Nemeth was just in the WWE for just money, in case everybody didn't know that.
Dummy, yeah.
Dolph Ziggler was in WWE for just money for a long-ass time. He wasn't going to go to AEW for just money when you can get fucking New Japan dates and everything working for any company. WWE is going to start doing it. Watch. They just had TNA in their goddamn Royal Rumble as one of the most prominent parts of their Rumble was TNA shit. So, of the Women's Rumble, which stole the show, by the way. SRS, I don't know. Here's him just confidently saying, and he will never go, oh, this person chose WWE over TNA, or this person chose WWE over AEW. It's always like, it's always like a funeral. They went with WWE. And so it's fine. Just be like, I'm the AEW biased news. Right? Just like say it, right? Like Fox is like, I'm the Republican biased news. CNN's like, I'm the liberal biased news. So then you know that going into it. But with y'all, it's like, no, man, we're just saying what the sources are, and I got better sources than your sources. And Sean's beefing with this news guy because he doesn't do news the way Sean thinks he should do the news. And if I don't agree with Sean that CM Punk isn't there, I'm a fucking stupid bitch. But if I do agree with him that he's there and then he's not, then I'm a real life fucking stupid bitch because. You know what I mean? Like there's no winning with these people, and especially someone with Sean, and he doesn't see. You got to be objective, bro. Pull yourself out of yourself, you know, like, and just think about this. So it's like if I had said Sean Punk will be there, you're a fucking idiot, and then he showed up. Am I a stupid fucking bitch for not agreeing with you? Yes, because that's what was going on in your comments. Like, do you understand what the fuck I'm saying? I don't agree with you on Monet, so I'm a stupid fucking bitch. And then I disagree with you on Punk, but you were wrong and I'm a stupid fucking bitch. So what is it, man? Like, we just have to bow down and just praise whatever Meltzy and Seltzy over here, Seltzy Sapp have to say about everything. Like, no, I can talk shit about it. Like, fuck that. I disagree, you know, or I heard this, or Sean, like, here's the thing on the MMA thing. I'm just as obsessed with MMA as I am pro wrestling, guys. The listeners know this. With the whole Punk ordeal, dude, just in the MMA world, people knew he was coming back to do something. People thought he was going to try and fight again in the UFC. And so just based off that, I knew Endeavor was trying to, like, he's just down with all those Dana White and Ari Emanuel and all that. Like, those guys love Punk. The business execs seem to love Punk. It's a weird thing, isn't it, guys? But anyways, though, here's I'm tired of talking about Sean
Somebody
Ross
says,
Sapp.
no longer in conversations. The agreement contract is already signed. No. Walked away from
conversations with WWE so confidently. Okay.
No funny little wordplay bullshit. Nothing like that. If you're guessing, where do you think Mercedes shows up? Do you think AEW has any debuts on deck? I would expect her to be in AEW. That's what I'm expecting. I think it'll happen sooner than later. And
so he doesn't really care about AEW. He's just more a mark for himself in the fact that he gets a headline. Oh yeah, I got this fucking headline. So let me just stooge this thing that people are anticipating. And now every week people are in my comments going, nope, she's going to debut tonight. Just watch. And then I come back to this comment when she debuts. And then I come back to it and I'm like, see, she didn't debut, bro. Just don't get excited when these guys say shit because they're stooging it or they're ruining it or they're lying. Or they're being told lies. This is what I fucking said. That's all I said. And you're so mad you're going to use the Fightful account to call me fucking stupid. Really, Sean? Because you just made yourself look like even more of a dummy.
Yeah.
And that's just what would LA Knight say? That's just a fact of life or whatever the fuck. And then we have Goombas literally on Twitter responding to tweets or in the comments and going, well, she wasn't at the Rumble, so you better apologize to Sean. No, I don't have to apologize to anybody because Sean was still, she didn't walk away and come right into, she's posting shit about WWE. She's still not in AEW. There's no deal signed 100%. Or she's talking about he's going to walk in. We still don't even know that there's a deal signed or anything. It's just crazy to me that it's like, bro, it's only been a month. I don't care if she's there or not. But the reason I'm not wrong and the reason you fucking owe me an apology, motherfucker. No, but I don't want an apology, Sean. But all I said was you flip-flopped around, and in jest I said she ain't going to TNA. Listen to the clip. I said she ain't going to TNA. She ain't going to AEW. I was being like a schmarmy asshole, whatever. But the point I was making was like, she ain't popping up anywhere soon. She just got off injury. And I just said that if she does go to AEW, they're back to Brinks trucks. But when these motherfuckers like SRS go, nope, she's going to walk away. He doesn't know that. That's the only point I'm pointing out. Nope. Unless she said it to him on camera, I don't believe it. Because you said fucking Punk wasn't going to be there. And you said she's going to walk in. And then you get all these people's hopes up. And then when she does show up, it hurts them. It hurts the business. People don't care. I never said she's going to show up at the Rumble, dummies. I may have 1 point fantasy mark booked and went, I would have her come back in the Rumble and have a moment with Naomi. I'm sure I said some shit like that. I wasn't even confident Naomi was going to show up in the Rumble because of the pre-tape shit they were doing with Jordan Grace. I had thought like, oh, they might get a tag team because they shook hands after their last title match on TNA. And I was like, we might get a tag team match out of them or something too, right? Like this could be, there's more to do with this. So maybe she's not quite leaving TNA yet. And people jump the gun again, because we're conditioned. I'm conditioned now to go, these people are jumping the fucking gun. So it's Sean. It's just an accumulation of shit. And I never said she would be in the Rumble. I never said Okada would be. And this is the other thing too. You get these fucking morons who just read the headline, Sean, and you know that, and you take advantage of these people. And I do too, to get them to click on my video. But when you click on my video, you know that the substance is there. Again, my Okada fantasy mark booking for this whole time has been, I want him to be the surprise debut at the WrestleMania. To challenge Gunther in an open challenge. Hey, all I'm saying, and I hate to bring this up because we're going to talk about it in a bit, but Brock Lesnar is kind of, with him out of the picture, I maintain Okada at WrestleMania showing up to challenge Gunther because Gunther's wiped out the roster. I never said Okada would be in the Rumble. I said maybe he'll be at the Rumble. I never said he's going to be at the Rumble. I never said Monet's going to be at the Rumble. And I'm not the news. As Conan would say, hot news. I'm not the hot news, guys. I'm not the hot news, okay? That's fucking for people to Sean Ross Sapp and Billy Body and Dave Meltzer and all these guys. It's those guys, okay? The fucking, who's that one guy? Nick Hausman. That's you guys. You're the news. When Nick Hausman starts fucking critiquing matches, that's when it goes, you're a shill or whatever. Or you start just, nope, she walked away from WWE, going to AEW. You're so confident, like, okay. And then you galvanize all these people and they act toxic and fucking weird because they see the way you're acting. So was it irresponsible for me to go, yeah, Sean Ross Sapp uses burners and fucking has made weird threats to people that I can't prove? Yeah, that was irresponsible for me to ever have said that ever. So my apologies, and I hope we can move forward from that, Sean. Now your turn, bud. Is it responsible for you to use your platform that way and get upset? It's like it goes both ways, man. I'm not up in Fightful's comments fucking. I'm not up in there talking shit and going, yeah, you guys fucking suck. You know, it's like I'm not going to bow down and conform and accept that you're the all-knowing, omnipotent grand wizards of fucking wrestling, dude. You guys calling people bitches and going, oh, reading would be your friend. You know, like, fuck you guys. You guys talk out of both sides of your mouths and state it as fact. I'm not the fact guy, you know? And then this way you can't ever be wrong, you know? And then when people don't bow down, you guys lash out, you get mad. When you aren't in control, you cry, you block, you unblock, you vanity search your names. Meltzer responding to shit from 4 years ago and 4 days ago. For what, dude? You know what I mean? And Sean, you're welcome to. I know you'll never come on this show, but you're welcome to. And we can just talk, bro. You know, I'm not afraid. We're just humans. You know what I mean, dude? We can talk. I'm not Billy Body. I won't be wearing a fucking cowboy hat and a fucking looking like a Kevin Federline. No, I'm just joking, man. I got love for everyone, but it's just yeah, you know, you guys just get caught in the cross. You guys just get caught in the crosshairs. You know, so maybe we'll separate you guys, you know, but I'm allowed to question all news. I'm allowed to question TSN, ESPN, the New York Times, Fightful, Wrestling Observer. I'm allowed to call bullshit on anything when I smell it. And you're allowed to respond as well. But don't pretend that you're like some superior to everyone else because you get stooged fake information by WWE from time to time. Some real, some fake. Like, don't act like you're greater than. You know, there's a reason why SRS is even worried about what I gotta say. I know he worries about lots of trolls, but there's a reason he's all over. Like, he's always like, since the beginning when I had like 200 followers, the dude's just like, and me not tagging him. And the very first time we'll end it on this, but the very first time he ever got mad at me too, I never even knew it was Sean Ross's reporting. I never went, Sean Ross is a fucking idiot and this is a lie. It's just a story he personally reported on Fightful, and I was responding to Fightful going, I don't believe this for a minute. I don't believe this bullshit. You know, and it was about Roman having heat with Kevin Owens because he slapped him in his ear hard. And I was like, it's two men having a disagreement. There's not, you guys are blowing it up like these guys have like a beef and don't want to work together and shit. Like, Roman stormed off. Like, okay, they're two men in a locker room. Like, it's not, that shit happens every hockey game ever. And you know what I mean? There's a player who gets hot at another play. Come on. You know what I mean? It's crazy that that's like their headline, you know? And that's all these websites. Oh, Lacey Evans posts a new bikini picture. And that's like your fucking news on a slow day. It's just bad. But yeah, dude, I know what's up, and I never claim to break any news or try to be a dirt sheet. I don't have any traditional quote unquote sources, but I've talked confidently about things in the past that have come to fruition. And, you know, sometimes those things may be coincidences, maybe sometimes they're not. And Sapp knows that. And yeah, it's all good. Rent-free condominiums in his head. Yeah. Anyways, let's move along with the fucking show. Yeah. Let's crack another beer. We're having a beer here today. It's the Rumble weekend.